Slash and burn, return, listen to yourself churn. Locking in, uniform and book, burning blood, letting every motive escalate. Automotive incinerate, light a candle, light a motor, step down, watching heel crush, uh-oh, this means no fear. Cavalier, renegade, steer clear, tournament of lies. Offer me solutions, offer me alternatives, and I decline. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. The other night I drifted nice, continental drifted by Mountain Sid in a line. Leonard Bernstein, Leonard Brasnap, Lenny Bruce and Lester Banks, birthday party, cheesecake, jelly bean, boom, music, symbiotic, patriotic, slam, button, nap, right? Right. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine.
Hello and welcome to Music for the End of the World. Welcome, Doomers. I'm Chris, as always, here on 93.7 Edge FM. Wednesdays, 7 to 8. And very excited tonight. I've got a special guest all the way from Wales, Mr. Steve. Hey, Steve.
Hello, Chris. How are you?
And his lovely partner, Bea.
Hey, Chris. Great to be here.
Thank you. And I believe you're going to be playing a couple of songs, Steve.
Hopefully, yes. If we get that far, I will be playing some songs in language and also partaking my opinions on what you have to share
Excellent.
this evening.
Excellent. Very good. Looking forward to it. Tonight, Doomers, what's going to be same sort of thing. I'll do a little bit of a roundup of what's been happening. And I'm going to be talking about, this is from Collapse 2050 site. It's I forget the guy's name. He was talking about the end of thinking, talking about our human brains, the way that we think has been degrading over the last 50 or so years. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. And also a little bit of acid rain. Acid rain and how bad that was. But are we missing acid rain? Because things have changed a little bit with the acid rain situation. And of course, Steve, you have chosen the music for tonight.
I have.
Yes. And I noticed a large contingent of Welsh artists, I take it, because I got no idea how to say their names.
Well, I've attempted to make it music from this century.
Excellent.
Which I know is quite hard to do with people of a certain age.
Right.
But yes, there's some songs in
Lovely.
Welsh and also some songs in English too.
Oh, okay. Very nice. All right, people. So that's what's happening tonight. And as of course, we will be going through until about 8 o'clock, where the satellite feed kicks in. All right, well, let's start off with a song straight away, Steve. Any particular one you would like to play first?
Well, I suppose,
You know some of the ones in the list that we have.
of course.
Mm.
Well, if I've not mentioned it before to you,
Mhm.
as we have spoken before,
Yes.
I'm in a tribute band, and we cover a lot of songs by a band called the Pixies.
The Pixies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
They sound like a lovely, gentle band. The Pixies.
they are they're gentle, fairy-like folk,
Okay.
and the particular song that I would like you to play tonight
Yes.
is one called "Monkey Gone to Heaven."
Oh, I think we can do that. And just for the record, for people, if they might be looking to go see a Pixies tribute band, what is the name of your tribute band, Steve?
Oh, thank you for reminding me about that. We're called Enter Death to the Pixies,
Death to the Pixies.
and we will be playing
Yes.
in Civic in Canberra on May the 18th.
18th of May.
18th of May on a Friday night in Descent in the centre of Civic.
All
if
right.
you're
There you
free.
go. If you're up in the ACT, people, and you want to boogie on to some Pixies music, go down to the Descent on the 18th. All right. And without further ado, here is the Pixies with Monkey Gone to Heaven.
There was a guy an underwater guy who controlled the sea. Got killed by 10 million pounds of sludge from New York and New Jersey. This monkey's gone to heaven. 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 The creature in the sky got sucked in a hole. Now there's a hole in the sky, and the ground's not cold. And if the ground's not cold, everything is gonna burn. Well, I'll take turns. I'll get mine too. This monkey's gone to heaven. 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 Rock me, Joe. If man's fine, if man's fine, then the devil is six, then the devil is six, the devil is six, devil is six, and if the devil is six, then God is seven, and God is seven, then God is seven. This monkey's gone to heaven. 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 This monkey's gone to heaven.
And there we had the Pixies with Monkey Gone to Heaven. And I think are they touring this year, Steve?
The actual real
The real
Pixies.
Pixies are touring this year.
Yeah, we'll be touring later on this year, and I don't want to advertise. Their
No, but I
product.
believe are they playing a lot of these bands now? They only play certain albums because everyone's got their favourite albums, and we know that there's always some good albums.
Yeah, obviously because of the current state of music streaming and so forth, that these established artists would play sets of established albums that they
Uh-huh.
have. So later on this year, I think in November, they will be playing.
Okay, and of course your gig with Death to the Pixies is on the 16th of May, not the 18th.
The 16th of May.
Yes.
That's correct. It's a Friday night.
All right, lovely. Okay, people, let's have a little catch up of what's been happening. Well, as I said, no news is good news, B, and I've got heaps of news. So, the observatory over in Hawaii, the Mauna Loa Observatory, showed that the first weekly average of CO2 concentrations is 430 parts per million. It's the largest average in about 3 million years. Yeah. Including other greenhouse gases, the CO2 equivalent is at 560 parts per million. Wow. That's more than a doubling of pre-industrial CO2. And without aerosols, this could cause up to 5 degrees of warming. April 2025, this month, will be the second warmest April on record, after last year, of course. 1.5 degrees above pre-industrial levels, as we know. And scientists, the Earth Day, where was Earth Day? Was it Earth Day yesterday, B?
It was yesterday.
And scientists have done an Earth Day check-in, and they have identified the 9 planetary boundaries that we have, and 6 of those 9 are in critical limits, and the others aren't looking too good either. Threatening the stability of life as we know it, they say. Yes, we do know it. Heat waves, once again, are taking a terrible toll across India, because a lot of the Indian workers, they have to work outside, and they've got hot temperatures, big droughts. And then there is the countdown to Iran's Day Zero. Have you heard of Iran's Day Zero?
No, I haven't. Tell us more.
It is a crisis, not war, but water. So from environmental collapse and mismanagement and ethno-political fault lines are converging in a slow-motion disaster for Iran, caused by a water crisis. Iran is now teetering on the edge of social and ecological collapse because they are running out of water. And of course, there's more droughts over in China, causing millions and millions and millions, tens of millions of value of economic losses. It's the lowest precipitation level since they started keeping records back in 1961. That's in China. Over in Russia. Because you think of Russia as having massive heat waves, don't you? When I think of heat waves, I think of Russia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just like the wildfires, I think of Siberia. Hundreds of records brutalised. St. Petersburg, crazy. 26.7 degrees in St. Petersburg.
Wow.
It's by far the hottest April day in 150 plus years, basically in their history. And then, of course, we have the polar ice. The sea ice is vanishing at the poles. Extremely low sea ice levels in the Arctic and Antarctica, signalling, scientists say, a new normal that may accelerate global warming. Well, yes, of course it is. And disrupt ocean currents, which is even a bigger danger. That is a crisis. Have you heard of the AMOC meridian? You know, like the Atlantic current that takes the warm water up from the tropics to the Arctic and then brings the cold water down and stabilises the climate. That's all changing. And then, of course, in the Himalayas, a whole bunch of glaciers are melting. The peaks surrounding the revered Badrinath Shrine in Uttarakhand are already devoid of snow cover, a phenomenon scientists describe as dangerous environmental indicator. They've never lost the snow in this particular area. And then in Canary Islands, a pre-emergency was declared as tourists warned of yet more severe weather. Oh, a lot of British holidaymakers over there, Steve.
Yeah, it's a popular destination.
It is, but the weather's not so great over there. They're having storms, maybe even cyclones. Kashmir, massive floods, people have died. 5 dead so far as torrential rains trigger landslides. Same in Nigeria, massive floods. April record heat in Korea. Hottest night ever in the Koreas.
Well, I suppose Korea's an interesting place because that's the major manufacturing centre of all semiconductors. So
yes.
if you're going to have massive heat waves there, that's going to have a detrimental effect on the production of semiconductors.
Absolutely.
Because water is a major manufacturing component of those
cooling the
items.
systems, yes, that is correct. As we always say on this show, Steve, everything is connected. You can't just separate one thing, e.g. CO2 emissions. You know, that's just a pollution problem. Because we know that the true problem is, 10 points for anyone who can tell me,
Collapse.
it's causing collapse. Yes,
Sorry,
Steve.
Sorry, I've got my hand up.
Yes, I got your hand up here.
Can I say it's exponential growth?
Oh, exponential growth is very good. That is a factor, but the predicament that we find ourselves in is overshoot. Too many people consuming too many resources, emitting too much pollution for our planet to digest.
And
That's
we're
what
not
it
gonna
is.
stop, are we?
No, we're not going to
Not
stop.
stop.
No. That's why collapse is inevitable, B. And as I always say, justice is not. We can always try and make it, still be a good person. Try and help the people that get affected first. Because, of course, as my friend Tristan in Just Collapse says, collapse looks different and is different for different people in different areas and different places. You know, we're lucky here in Australia, most of us, where it's not really affecting us too badly. But in other areas of the world, it is.
So true.
Yep. Turkey sees its driest March in 35 years. Yes, in Turkey. Oh, look. Oh. And then we've got France, flash flooding. Cars have been submerged. Ah. There we go. Whereabouts in France? I can't see exactly. In some villages somewhere. Record heat in Japan. Well, that's just near Korea, I suppose. Look. Oh. And then there are new clues from penguins warn of a global mercury crisis. Because as we know, mercury is a dangerous neurotoxin. And it circulates in the aquatic and terrestrial food sources. And fish-eating animals at the highest risk of contamination. E.g. penguins. So maybe Trump was onto something when he was banning penguins. He was putting a tariff on penguins down there on McDonald Island or something. You don't know. Maybe he knows something we don't know. The old orange man.
It was Herd Island.
And here's an interesting one. This is an interesting headline. It says here, this is from Edition from CNN. It's the world's northernmost airport, that's in Norway, and its runway is melting because they have an ice runway up there. And it's melting. They won't be able to fly in. Oh, and here's one for you, Steve. Britain. Shocking state of Britain's waters revealed as bathing spots with potentially deadly bacteria double. They've got a few problems over there with their water sources, I think.
Well, it's aging infrastructure,
Aging
basically.
infrastructure.
Yeah, when you got
The Roman infrastructure will only last so long, I suppose.
it does only last so long, and you know when private industry gets involved, that they don't want to upgrade this Roman infrastructure that we already have.
Yeah.
That caters for.
Yeah, the Romans were good. They could build good aqueducts, I've got to say. So that's some of the things that have been happening.
Ever do for us?
What's that be? But yeah, what do the Romans ever do for us? Apart from doing the whole English
Sorry,
water.
I had to chuck that in
No,
there.
very good. I like it. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's some of the things that have been happening. I could go on and on and on. As you know, people, it's everywhere. But I think it's time for another song. And Steve, can we have one of your Welsh artists this time?
Oh,
Would you like Marie Mathias, Martin Joseph,
Mary Mathias.
Marie Mathias?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about them?
She's from Ceredigion,
Okay.
which is an area of West Wales,
Okay.
Cardiganshire.
Mm-hmm.
And the song that I have asked you to play tonight
Yes.
is called Tibach Tut,
Tibach Tut.
which can usually refer to a well-kept house or a Wendy house.
A
kind of
Wendy
like
house.
a playhouse.
Oh, okay. A dollhouse?
Yes,
Ah.
yes.
And I've got here Tibach Tut.
Cubby
Oh, a
house.
cubby house. Oh, cubby house.
Sorry, I had to interpret that.
And then it's slash Milgy Milgy.
Yeah, Milgy Milgy.
Mm.
So it's a mashup of two different songs. So
Oh.
Milgy Milgy being a song about a greyhound,
Oh, okay.
and it's
And is she a contemporary artist now? Like, is she back from the 60s or 70s?
no, she's contemporary. So her songwriting produced awards last year
Oh.
in the folk songwriting circles.
Excellent. All right, well, here we go with Marie Mathias with Tibach Tut.
Mae gen i dipyn o dibach tŵt o dibach tŵt o dibach tŵt. Mae gen i dipyn o dibach tŵt ar gwyntir drws bob bore. Haidi ho, di haidi ho ar gwyntir drws bob bore. Dibach tŵt o dibach tŵt o dibach tŵt. Mae gen i dipyn o dibach tŵt ar gwyntir drws bob bore. Haidi ho, di haidi ho ar gwyntir drws bob bore. Agorwch dipyn o gil o drws o gil o drws o gil o drws. Agorwch dipyn o gil o drws. Cael gweld y môr a tonne. Haidi ho, di haidi ho ar gwyntir drws bob bore. Ac yma bydde fe'n llon fy myd yn llon fy myd yn llon fy myd. Ac yna bydde fe'n llon fy myd ar gwyntir drws bob bore. Haidi ho, di haidi ho ar gwyntir drws bob bore. Ben y bryn, mae sgwarnog fawr ar hyd y nos mae'n pori. Mae chrefen blith a'i bol a gwyn yn hidio dim am filgi. Milgi, 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 na fwy o fwyd i'r milgi. Milgi, 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 na fwy o fwyd i'r milgi. Ac wedi hyn die bach tut, die bach tut, die bach tut. Nu ben di pino di bach tut. Ar gwyntir drws bobore, heidi ho, di heidi ho, ar gwyntir drws. Ar gwyntir drws, ar gwyntir drws.
T-Buck Toot by Marie Mathias. Very nice. All right. You're listening to 93.7 Edge FM, music for the end of the world, as we know it, people. And now it is time for some messages from our lovely sponsors.
Have you heard about the family restaurant at Club Bega? They serve classic and modern Australian meals and are open for lunch and dinner every day. You can try the Wednesday night schnitty deal, where for $20, with your schnitty comes a free drink and bonus tickets in the raffle. Oh, and kids eat free on Sunday and Tuesday nights. Please call 6492 1903 to book. And Club Bega sponsor this station as a service to the community.
Rob Shadle and Rob Flynn from Bega Valley Realty breathe a breath of fresh air into the real estate market in the Bega Valley, and it shows. With sold signs up all over the valley, give yourself the green tick of approval and get in contact with Bega Valley Realty. Give them a call on 64920 426. That's 64920 426. Bega Valley Realty, proud sponsors of Edge FM.
All right, thank you, lovely sponsors. Okay, people, we're going to have a live performance here in the studio by Steve. I'll just have to put my headphones on and get the levels and stuff. What is the song you're going to be performing, Steve?
Thank you, Chris. As you may, well, as you know, but your listeners may not know, I'm from overseas. I'm from Wales. And in Wales, we speak a language called Welsh, and the song that I wish to share in language tonight is called Dacwngariad I lawr yn y Bellan, which means "There's my sweetheart down in the orchard." But
Is it a traditional folk song, Steve?
that's a very good question, and the answer to that question is yes.
Oh, lovely.
It is an older kind of folk song.
Mm-hmm.
There are multiple variations of this song available.
Yep.
On those streaming platforms that people may use, and this is just my interpretation of this song, which I don't know. Some people may know this or not, but Chris and I used to play in a band.
We did. Manu Manu Monkey.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Long time ago.
When we were in diapers, yeah. All right, so Steve, just do a little, doesn't have to be that song, but just I want to get your guitar levels and your vocals.
To get some levels?
Yes.
Okay.
And your vocals with that?
I'm just talking over the top. How's that? Is that loud enough?
Yeah, okay, I think that'll do. All right, people, very lucky. Here we go with Dacwngariad.
Yeah, Dacwngariad I lawr yn y Bellan.
All right, let's go.
Dacwngariad lawr yn y Bellan, tŵr am di ro'r am di reldil dal. Ona bawn ni anno fy hun yn tŵr am di ro'r am di reldil dal. Dac o'r tir, dac o'r sgubor, dac o'r drws a baid i'n agor. Fal di radl dildal, fal di radl dildal, tŵr am di ror am di radl dildal. Dac o'r dderwen wych gan henog, tŵr am di ror am di radl dildal. Golwg arni sydd fa'r sergog, tŵr am di ror am di radl dildal. Mi ar hosaf anau carchog, gael tyngariad anau ffarfod, fal di radl dildal, tŵr am di ror am di radl dildal.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Thank you very much for indulging me with that
Lovely.
one.
And we will get another one a little bit later, Steve.
Yes, please.
Oh, excellent. All right. Okay. Let's us now. I said I was going to talk about. Well, before I do, talk about the end of thinking. Is this article? B. How are you dealing with the whole collapse scenario?
Well, the world's a very different place to what it was 10 years, 20 years ago. Little devices. Children are constantly they're on their devices, little addicts to games and probably. Look, I'm a teacher, and
Yeah. So how do you deal with that? With dealing with children every day, knowing that collapse is inevitable. How do you get your head around it while you're dealing with young people?
oh, look, it means that every moment is just more precious, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And that you appreciate so much more, really, and take those moments and just know.
Here's a curly one. Yeah,
delightful.
no, I agree, because I'm a teacher as well. Here's a curly one though, and Steve, you can answer this as well if you like. Seeing you're a teacher, we've got a teacher plethora tonight.
Allegedly.
Well, that's right. Do you think children should know the truth?
Oh, of course.
Oh.
I would. Well,
Yeah. No, I agree with you, B.
I've always thought honesty is the best policy with children.
Yep.
And you don't have to ram it down their throat, but
No.
you can, let them know what's going on in the world and what's happening in
And the outcome.
yeah.
Well, yeah, it's always...
I mean, it's their lifetime, not ours. I mean, we've all had a pretty good life.
But
We're-
whenever, if you're grading a student's work,
Yes.
you are always expected to give some positive feedback.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and so you deliver what they're doing right,
Mhm.
and then you offer them some pathways that they can follow in order to improve their current situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is what we're doing currently. That you've done an excellent job in being a beacon and projecting the message on.
It's just getting the information out there, Steve. That's right.
Yeah. So
Because, sorry to interrupt you, but the thing is, you can't make decisions for your situation that you're in. You can't make true decisions for you unless you know what your situation is.
That's so true.
And if you are living in a delusional world where you think that we keep going on and everything's going hunky-dory and life will go on and our kids will grow up and then they'll have kids and then you're not going to make the right decisions in your life, are you? I mean, and you can see that from a leadership role, like political role in the world, Like going this green transition, right? I mean, I've spoken to you about it before, the green transition, which is just making things worse because they got to dig up so much more minerals to make all the batteries and solar pumps and things and wind turbines and electric cars and all that sort of stuff. It's not going to help us. It's not going to save us. And so you have to have the real, which is overshoot. You've got to realise that it is overshoot.
I also think, though, that within that, you could, they are children, and you can make it positive by connecting to what's left and what's there. And I started off the conversation with technology, but I really think that, given that information, people maybe would start to appreciate nature and feel so much more connected to this country.
They're all very good at responding with answers about, should we build a coal-fired power station next door to the school? And they'd say, no, that's wrong. That's fossil fuels. We shouldn't rely on those. Like they have that level of understanding. But the connection between the fossil fuel aspect and the use of electricity and how that electricity is manufactured in order to deliver on their life expectations or their comfortable aspect of living is a connection they have yet to make, and suppose which draws back into what your original statement was earlier about the cognitive aspect of
about thinking, the end of thinking.
Yeah.
Yes. And this article is going because we know how important reading is, and we know, and when you're at school, you can tell the kids who have been read to at home and the kids who haven't been read to. It's chalk and cheese, right?
Yeah.
And we know that kids who read, whether because they're reading because it's pleasurable, this study that this guy's quoting found significant evidence that reading is linked to important developmental factors in kids' cognition, mental health, brain structure, all these things, which are all basically cornerstones for future learning. And other research has also shown that writing can help develop critical thinking skills as well, by forcing the writer to articulate reasoning and evaluating evidence and stuff like that.
But yeah, it's not just the aspect of writing. There's a kinesthetic value that's attributed to that as well. That in order to in order to remember things, you can't just have it soaked into your brain. You have it assists your brain to have some kinesthetic motion assigned to that as well. So when you're actually writing something, you can actually remember it better than if you were typing it or if you were just fed it through some audio mode.
That's correct. As an instructional method, writing has long been perceived as a way to improve critical thinking. And these researchers compared critical thinking performance of students who experienced a laboratory writing treatment with those who experienced a traditional quiz-based laboratory and general education biology course. And the effects of the writing were determined within the context of multiple coverables and variables. So results indicated that the writing group significantly improved their critical thinking skills, whereas the non-writing group, it's more of a quiz-based thing, right, did not. Specifically, analysis and inference skills increased significantly. Critical thinking, really, significantly in the writing group, but not in the non-writing group. And scientists are saying that humanity's ability to read, like that, critically read and write, has deteriorated over the past century. And they come out with this stat. I don't know whether this is, it sounds crazy, but 54% of Americans read at a grade 6 level. That's like, jeez, that's Americans.
That's our world-leading society there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yes, because today, to satiate the audience's ever-shifting short attention span, just about every type of media, TV, radio, whatever, is devoid of any subtlety and nuance and any sort of long critical thinking. It's all very short sound bites, isn't it? And you can see that actually right now in the political, what have we got, the election?
Rhetoric of extremes.
Yes.
Like that's the only eye-grabbing or attention-grabbing mode that general media has.
I think
And that's-
sometimes too there's also information overload where there's just too much information that shuts people's brains down a little bit as
It
well.
does. That's true. That's true. As now, because I've been talking and rabbiting on, we've been talking for quite a bit, so we'll have a little bit of a break there before we get into the AI, because then we've got AI to add to all this. You know, we've just been talking about kids' ability to read and write critically. Now we've still got AI to deal with.
Yeah, these are
So,
big topics, Chris.
They are big topics. That's what we deal with here on Music for the End of the World, B. Now, before we get into another beautiful Welsh artist, Steve, and I must say I like that T-back tit.
T-Baxter, yeah.
T-back tit, very nice.
Produced by one of the guitarists from a super band called Pendevig. Pendevig.
Pendevig. Is that a Welsh band, is it?
Yeah, the super group.
Supergroup.
Yeah, so a lot of the members who...
Some from Stereophonics, maybe?
Unfortunately not.
Well, then they're not super. They're just nearly super then.
Yeah, neither from Stereophonics
I love
or
the
the Super Furries.
What
Oh,
about
okay.
Catatonia?
No, not Catatonia
Oh,
either.
okay. Well,
But
Jesus,
Calon,
they're more like Clark Kent, man, than Superman, I tell you.
yeah, the guitarist from Callan, he produced the work of Mary Mathias, but also worked in Pendevig, and Callan are like a Welsh supergroup because they are the offspring of Arlog, which is another old.
Oh.
I don't know what's the word you say for a bastion of
Revered elder, I don't know.
Yes, that would
something
be
like
it.
that.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Arlog being
All right.
like a revered elder within Welsh folk music.
Well, we will play some more, definitely. But right now, I'm not. Because it is our Gallows Humour segment. And I've got a little, what do you call it, riddle? Why does the climate want privacy, Steve?
Because the gladiator.
Because it's changing. And here's another one. 2 planets are going around and 2 planets meet, right? And the first planet says, "How you going?" And the second planet says, "Oh, not so well, man. I've got the Homo sapiens." And the other planet says, "Well, don't worry, bro. I had the same, but they won't last long." Yes, they're going to shake us off, man, and get back to evolution. That's right. Okay, people, it's time for some more music. And as you know, every week here on Music for the End of the World, we always play a gimme song. And tonight, we've got a beautiful song. Oh, it brings tears to my eyes. Rainbow Connection, B. Do you remember that movie that it was in? Isn't it beautiful? Little Toto and
Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog. What am I talking about? That's Somewhere Over the Rainbow. That's right. That's right. We've got that green little frog. That's right. Yeah, Rainbow Connection. All right, peeps. Anyway, here we go. Rainbow Connection by the Gimmies.
So we've been told, and so
the gimmies, we love them. And of course, that is little Kermit singing about the Rainbow Connection. Isn't he great? Now, before we get back to the music, we're talking about how humanity's ability for critical reading and writing has been deteriorating over the last 50 or so years. And that's even before, that's, you know, because of the media and how information is delivered nowadays and how we have devices and everyone's really good at texting, you know, with little emojis. You don't even have to write a word. You just do an emoji, just do a picture. That's even before AI, or I should say open AI. Back in 2022, it was launched, the first publicly available AI, large language model. And their popularity is supported by the outsourcing, basically, of the most basic critical thinking. For example, a lot of people, I don't know, I've never used AIB. Have you used AI?
I have to say I have. I'm sorry.
Okay, I think most people have.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people have,
Okay, there you go.
unbeknownst to them.
Oh, true. But like using AI, for example, to ask it, write a letter to convince my boss I deserve a raise, or reply to this email by disagreeing without sounding confrontational, or summarize the following document into 3 key ideas, or things like that. And AI will do that for you very well, won't it?
Yeah.
You know, and maybe they do have some value, you know, used to develop better communication skills, you know. But I sort of think more often than not, they're simply requests to outsource slightly moderate taxing brain work, really. You know,
It
and
can take the personal level out of things, I think, really. Like if you're writing a letter and then
Yes.
AI steps in and
Yep.
rewrites it. Yeah, sometimes I don't.
well, these scientists are saying that if we keep on using this, like particularly, it's going to accelerate the societal decline in reading comprehension and critical thinking because we're getting something else to do it, a machine to do it. Especially since I know that even in primary school, some kids use it, but in high school, I think it's becoming more popular. And they're outsourcing their thinking, you know, during their formative years when, you know, their brain is developing. And instead of getting all those neuron synapse pathways happening, there's a machine doing it. So as older generations, as us didn't grow up with such tools, as we all leave.
No, I suppose, but we experienced it in different ways. That you had dishwashers, you had clothes
Yes.
washers.
Yes, we've always
Yeah.
had robots and machines to help us do menial tasks.
Exactly,
But we're
yes.
talking about critical thinking, Steve. We're talking about, you know, analysing things. We're not talking about digging a hole.
Exactly, but you know, as you've said many times before, let's look at this holistically. That what has been the result of people not doing all those menial tasks anymore?
Oh, yes,
there's been an increase in obesity. There's been an increase
Yes.
in
Yes.
you know, a lack of function generally in physicality in
Yep.
everybody's lives. So you know, this is a mirror with which to be held up to say, look, this has already happened in this aspect of society. So we should really pay attention to how this is gonna progress into the future generations of humanity, because this area of menial, you know,
Yes.
I hold my hands up and say, you know, open
Yes.
speech marks and whatever, you know, meniality that
I agree with you.
Thing to
All
go.
those menial things which don't require much thinking, yes. But when you're talking about analysing information, critically thinking about things, if humanity's ability is going down, we're getting outpaced by machines that don't take 6 days. They work 24/7. And the population becomes more easily swayed by rhetoric, you know. For example, as these machines, these AIs are going to revolutionise your life. It's going to be great, okay? And throughout history, as we know, those who can't think have had their thinking done for them, usually against their interests. Just look no further than the Trump voters, you know? That's why people vote for politicians that want to cut Medicare and Social Security. They fall for the spin. And they blame irrelevant scapegoats, you know. It's easy to blame someone different. Immigrants, whatever. You know, gay people, something, whatever. But there will remain a segment, although smaller, of the population that values reading and writing and critically thinking. And there will be a battle between these, this is what the scientists say, between those who do seek the truth and those who do to manipulate the masses. And increasingly, truth is being sidelined, they say. The manipulators use these skills to make the masses believe they are also of elevated intelligence, like Trump, you know. If you're with me, you're great.
The mark of a true fascist dictator.
Yes, well, that's the other thing too. Yes, that's right. It's a worry. Let's hope it doesn't happen here with our election. I hope Voldemort doesn't get in, Steve. God help us. Jesus.
Is it time for a word from your sponsors?
Oh, thank you. It is time for a word from our sponsors. At least someone's on the ball. All right, here is a couple of more messages from our lovely sponsors.
Are you engaged in agroforestry or private native forestry? Are you considering planting productive forests on your property? Well, we'd like to hear from you. We are the Southeast Agroforestry Network, and on behalf of the Southeast Forestry Hub, we've created an online survey so you can tell us about your property and what support you need. Go to the Southeast Agroforestry Network Facebook page and complete the survey to go in the draw for one of 3 $100 Riverside Nursery gift cards. That's the Southeast Agroforestry Network Facebook page. Head there now. Southeast Agroforestry Network is a sponsor of our local radio station, Edge FM.
Clark Business Advisors is a locally owned and operated accounting firm with over 35 years' experience. With an office in Merimbula, they provide a full range of accounting and business advisory services, which include taxation and compliance, business advisory and administration, payroll and bookkeeping, and accounting software solutions. Owned and operated by Stephen R. Clark, a second-generation accountant who has been practicing since 1983, Clark Business Advisors is a trusted name in the local and greater community. You can reach them on 6495 1320. Clark Business Advisors are a long-time sponsor of 93.7 Edge FM, Bega Community Radio.
Thank you, lovely sponsors. All right. And of course, the Steve that I have here is not the Steve from Steve Clark. Stephen Clark. Clark Business. It's a different Stephen Clark. Yeah. And we appreciate the one of our sponsors, Stephen Clark, very much. All right, Steve, are you going to do another song?
If I'm allowed to.
Yes, you are.
Yes,
you
please.
are allowed. What is the song you're going to be doing this time?
Oh, look, you know, in these times, it's always good to look to the past and seek pleasure from that. And yeah, obviously, being from the UK, we have a seafaring past.
Oh.
So I have chosen a semi. You know, it's obviously not, it's not actually a sea shanty, but a song of the seas in which to share with you.
Oh, lovely. Is it like a pirate song, Steve?
You could attribute it to pirate songs, and like if the listeners at home would want to sing along in a pirate accent, then by all means, you know, I'm not going to hold that
Would
back.
you hear it on Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
Well, having not played that, I don't know.
Okay. I think you might.
I bow to your,
Okay, and what is the name of the song, Steve?
The song of the song. The name of the song, sorry, that I want to play tonight, Chris, is called Haul Away Joe.
Haul Away Joe. All right. When you're ready, Steve.
When I was a little lad my mother always told me, way Holloway, Holloway Joe. But if I did not kiss a girl's, my lips would grow all moldy. Away Holloway, Holloway Joe. Away, hey, Holloway, all for finer weather. Way Holloway, Holloway Joe. King Louis was the king of France before the revolution. Way Holloway, Holloway Joe. And then he got his head chopped off, it spoiled his constitution. Away Holloway, Holloway Joe. Away, hey, Holloway, all for finer weather. Way Holloway, Holloway Joe. Once I was in Ireland, digging dirt and taddies. Way Holloway, Holloway Joe. Now I'm on a Yankee ship, hauling on the braces. Way Holloway, Holloway Joe. Away, hey, Holloway, all for finer weather. Way Holloway, Holloway Joe. St. Patrick was a gentleman, he came from decent people. Way Holloway, Holloway Joe. He built a church in Dublin town and on it put a steeple. Way Holloway, Holloway Joe. Away, hey, Holloway, all for finer weather. Way Holloway, Holloway Joe. Away, hey, Holloway, all for finer weather. Way Holloway, Holloway Joe.
Ah, lovely. Yes, I feel like I'm on the rolling seas right now.
Do you feel the salty spray?
I feel the salty spray, and I'm getting a little bit queasy, actually, because I get seasick very badly. You're listening to 93.7 Edge FM, and of course this is Music for the End of the World, a show for doomers and for everyone, where we just talk about collapse, overshoot, which is our predicament, which of course there is no solution, and then all the problems associated with it, e.g. CO2 emissions, global warming. That's just a pollution problem, as we know, doomers. Now, I don't know if you ever have a look at the website Nature Bats Last, Bea, by Guy McPherson, who is a very well-known climate scientist. Anyway, he's got this thing, acid rain replaced with PFAS chemicals and microplastics. You remember acid rain?
I do remember acid rain.
During the 70s?
It used to make people's hair go green, didn't it? Or
Oh, it was terrible. It was a really serious environmental problem. Back in the 70s, that's when they sort of first found out about it. Mainly in North America and Europe, but it was happening everywhere. And the atmosphere was filled with pollution from the coal-fired power plants and the factories and the vehicles. And as a result, the rain was toxic. How bad was it back in the 70s? Well, according to this particular report back then, it said in the 70s, acid rain was one of the most serious environmental threats in North America and Europe. The air was so laden with pollution from the coal plants and the cars at that time that it turned the rain toxic. And downpours, they killed fish, destroyed forests. I remember I've seen some forests in Germany that were just destroyed by the rain.
Yeah, deforestation and the impact on...
Eroded statues, damaged buildings. It what do you call it? Bit into concrete. And then, of course, there was a huge outcry, and we got rid of lead in our petrol. We got unleaded petrol. They a whole bunch of regulations and for emissions and such, etc.,
Yeah,
etc.
CFCs.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good we were able to act and get rid of those things.
Yeah, fantastic, because it was doing a lot of damage. And that's, you know, what's that? That's like 50 years ago, the 70s. Is that 50 years ago, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was just yesterday.
Yeah. Well, to me, it was just yesterday. So they finally did it and got rid of the problem, but now, and I suppose you could say it's like out of the fire into the frying pan, because now the problem we face is much, much worse, and it can't be solved with legislation, because you can't get rid of it.
So what's causing this?
So the
First.
crisis that I'm talking about, the horror, is with plastic, and those forever chemicals, the PFAS, perfluorochlorochol and fluorophorical substances. They're PFAS anyway.
So like microplastic.
Well, these are the chemicals first, which they're in fertilizers, in herbicides, in so many things, in mining.
I suppose fire retardants is also.
Yes. And they're in heaps of compounds used to make non-stick pans, stain-resistant fabrics, and as the moniker says, forever chemicals, they persist forever in the environment. They're described by the article in Vox as, over time, these modern-era substances, which famously take decades to millennia to degrade, have leached into the environment, reaching every corner of the planet, no matter how tall or deep. So, and then we've got the microplastics too, B. So they have been found, they're so widespread, they're essentially become part of our biome, part of the biosphere, part of what our little spacecraft on Earth, which is what we are, just like bacteria or fungi. And they're so common, in fact, that they're even found in the rain. And I know you come down to our place and you drink our lovely rainwater. Yeah.
So is it the plastic that makes it taste better?
I don't know, but microplastics, and just the other day I was reading an article, microplastics have just been found in, what was it, in utero, I think. They're everywhere.
So in unborn
Yes,
fetuses
unborn
of,
fetuses.
of
Yes.
humans and animals around.
Well, exactly. I mean, we're talking about humans, but they're everywhere. They're in all the species, not just Homo sapiens. Yeah, and they're so small. I mean, the microplastics are so small. Researchers estimated that more than 1,000 metric tons of plastic from the atmosphere, that's microplastic, falls on parks in the West each year, including like rainfall and as dry dust as well. That's equivalent to roughly about 300 million plastic bottles. And you can't see it. That's the terrible thing. You can't see it. And it gets into the soils, which gets into the plants, which gets into the animals that eat the plants. And it's sort of, it's the whole web of life thing. A biochemist at Utah State Uni who led the research, and he published in the magazine Science, provides the bottom line. He says, to be honest, I cry because there's no walking this back. It's not like we can take all those microplastics out. It's not like we can take all those chemicals out. They don't break down on a time scale that we can work with.
So, but how, so they're there. What damage are they doing then? Like, are we yet to discover this? Yeah. Like,
Yet to discover. I suppose there's been a decrease in the productivity of humanity. That sperm counts are down.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
like,
We've got spermageddon, as we like to call it, Steve.
I suppose it's an early stage. You're like,
it's not a
when you
nice
observe it
thought.
scientifically,
No.
like
Being
how
full of
where are
plastic.
you going to correlate? How are you going to make the connections between
With the sperm counts,
what's going
interestingly, the percentage that the sperm fertility is going down every year, it's increasing exponentially, Steve, as you know. It's increasing. They estimate that if it continues on the same track, by 2040, there won't be any reproduction. No human reproduction. I mean, that's just microplastics. Well, that's just spermageddon. So who knows what? Obviously, I reckon the chemicals in the microplastics got something to do with it, but I don't know. We're not scientists.
But you're looking at the negatives there.
Well-
The positives being there would be less likelihood of another Trump coming into
yes,
fruition.
unfortunately, though, we are very human-centric because it is not just spermageddon for Homo sapiens. Just about every species. All mammals, but birds as well, reptiles, insects.
Yeah,
They are all declining. Yep, the spermageddon is increasing. So that's just another thing. As you know, Doomers, that's how it is. Okay. Oh, what's the time, B? You're sitting right in front of the clock there. That's okay. 8:06. What a lovely show we've had tonight with our very special guests.
Oh, may it never end.
May it never
can we
end.
Go on?
I know you do, Steve. I know.
Encore,
You want
encore.
to do a whole gig, man. I know. But we can't. But hopefully you'll come down again.
Maybe he'll bring his band.
Oh, lovely. Yes, that's what we need.
We're not commercialists in any way.
No.
Whatsoever.
No.
We just want to share.
Yes,
we want
that's
to share.
right. That's right. Well, you don't go into the music scene to make money, do you, Steve? It's a bit like teaching, isn't it? You don't go into teaching to make money. Or if you do, how do you do it? I'd like to know that.
Well, funny you should mention that. I have a consultancy firm. That's
Yes. The consultancy, yes, that's the way to go. Don't teach, just consult. All right, well, I hope everyone has enjoyed the show tonight. It's been terrific. And keep building those community relationships, people. Think local. As Just Collapse says, Tristan and Kate, we need insurgent planning. We need to look after ourselves. Do not rely on our leaders because they will let you down. Because you need to know what the situation is to do anything about it. And I have not heard any leader verbalise what our situation is. They're all obsessed with growth, aren't they? Unlimited growth.
So may I suggest one last song to
Of
finish
course,
off
Steve.
with?
We will be going out with one last song.
One last song.
Yes.
Well, I'm a partaker of whiskies.
Oh, aren't we all?
Yeah. So there's a particular Welsh whiskey.
Oh.
Because did I mention before I'm from Wales?
Mm-hmm.
That's called Penderyn.
Penderyn. And we have both imbibed from that bottle, Steve.
Yeah, and we're not yet sponsored by them. But linking into how we may talk to our overseeing officials about their regard for our social situations, I think this final song, even though it's not quite that uplifting, it has a very socially apt message to put across.
Okay.
So it's a song called Dick Penderyn by an artist called Martin Joseph. He's quite prolific in the folk scene and has a very astute message to send to put across with all the causes that he's affiliated with.
Yes.
And so this particular song, it's about a personality within the Welsh mining community about 100, 200 years ago called Richard Penderyn, who took a stance against what the overseeing class were oppressing their society.
The inequality.
With. That's right. Yes. How succinctly you put that. Yes.
That's right. We recognise the inequality here in this show. That is a big problem. That's excellent to hear that this song is about that, sticking it up to those billionaire class. And with that, thank you very much, Steve and Bea, for being on the show. We'll go out with this song. Before we do, good night, all lovely listeners, and thank you, Bea, for coming.
It was my pleasure, Chris. Thank you.
And Steve, thank you for coming and performing.
Diolch yn fawr i chi. Siamai, teulu fi, a pawb yn Nghymru, and yeah, all your listeners out there, thank you very much. It's a very welcoming society that I've been welcomed into here.
Lovely. And as I say, people, keep those community relationships strong. And as Just Collapse always say, collapse is inevitable, but justice is not. We can always work towards something. So we're going to go out with Martin Joseph and Dick Penderin.
Thunder rolled and the rain came down St. Mary Street. But on this day thousands stood their ground. A silent crowd whose heads are bowed in helplessness as they bid farewell. And the wife of a Richard Penderin, supported there too weak to stand, disbelieving anger and sorrow for her innocent man. He is an innocent man. And out there she says, lift me up, lift me, boys. Let me see the one I love. Lift me up, lift me, boys. See the one I love one more time. Broken by starvation and poverty, while the ironmasters sipped on their wine, while young and old together marched for justice, but the bayonet and the bullets what they find. And bread or blood had cried one collier, we've come too far, lads, to run. But in our Merthyr town in 1831, they were shot down by the government and the gun. In the midst of senseless slaughter, one soldier wounded in the thigh, and he later swore on oath at the trial, said Dick Penderin was simply not the guy. Though he had stood for everything they'd wanted, and he rose up with his people on that day, well, it could not have been he that harmed that soldier, but some there with a grudge put him away. They said, we'll stitch you up today. Despite petitions then and cries for mercy, all that the facts had to say, neither king nor his parliament were gonna listen, and even the trial judge, you know, was simply turned away. Hey, Lord Melbourne, how did you sleep way back then, with all that evidence in your face? Well, you shot down 24, so why not go hang someone? Now you got to keep the workers in their place, keep those Welsh boys in their place. The steps to the gallows pole. This is the last few moments of a life, and as his eyes survey the crowd of gallant Welsh, he's simply looking for his wife. You know he cannot see his wife. And out there she says, lift me up, lift me, boys. Let me see the one I love. Lift me up, lift me, boys. See the man I love one more time. But louder and longer than the sound of a gun is the memory of what was done. And you can only trample people down for so long, my friend, and time will show you that you simply have not won. And long before all their son a hill in Palestine. Well, they strung another one up, they said was a friend of yours and mine, dying in the place of another one. But in the morning comes the sun. In the morning the sun. Oh, and I say, lift me up, lift me, boys. Let me see the one I love. Lift me up, lift me, boys. See the one I love one more time. Lift me up,